A Pennsylvania auto dealer says that because of Trump's tariffs, sticker prices for new cars and trucks are already higher. A new analysis says the tariffs drive up the price of a new vehicle by about $12,000. And Ford CEO Jim Farley has said that if these 25% tariffs kick in, they would, quote, blow a hole in the U.S. industry that we've never seen. The White House says there could be an update on Trump's tariff plan later today. It could include a carve-out for automobiles. Let's bring in David Kelleher, who owns David Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Glen Falls, Pennsylvania. Sir, thank you so much for being with us. I wonder what all this back and forth has been like for you as the owner of a car dealership.
Well, yeah, it's been a little trying, Boris. These are extreme potential hardships. So, it puts my business at risk.
Do you have a sense of which cars could become more expensive, if there are any that would become so expensive that they become cost ineffective and therefore manufacturers stop making them?
Well, we build our heavy-duty Ram in Mexico. That's the 2500, 3500 cab cab, and a large, the ProMaster vans that go to commercial customers. And then we also build our Compass, which is our economy car, our smaller SUV for the Jeep line, as well as, ironically enough, the Wagoneer S, which is the new electric vehicle, which surprisingly came out of the gates very strongly, and it would impact all of those vehicles, as well as in Canada, the Pacifica and our the other electric vehicle that we're producing right now, full electric, is the Charger and Challenger. So all of those vehicles would be impacted in a great way and basically make them unsellable, because that type of price increase in a sensitive market like we're at would basically just negate the value of the vehicle.
Right. I wonder, and this may sound like a sort of weird philosophical question, but I wonder how you would define an American vehicle, because these are American brands, but yet they're largely manufactured in Canada and Mexico. So when someone like Trump talks about buying American made, what does that actually mean?
Well, the administration's goals are admirable. Number one, bringing jobs back to the United States and these assembly plants back to the United States. And also, getting support from both of those countries as regards to immigration and fentanyl. So I support all of those measures. However, taking this extreme measure now, I mean, we were in NAFTA. NAFTA was clearly defined, and the companies made investments to that end. And we can't turn them on a dime and build a $4 billion facility, assembly plant in the United States in a couple of weeks. I mean, that takes 3, 4, 5 years to accomplish something like that, and much planning. So to attack it in that manner, I think it's kind of like you've got a wart on your finger and you're going to cut off your arm. It's just the impact to the economy, and we're not the only ones. Stellantis isn't the only ones. Sure. I mean, Chevy's got investments in there. Ford has investments in there, and meanwhile, the Germans and the Japanese have no tariff impact. So they haven't changed, their model hasn't changed a bit.
Sure,
so
David,
I
hate to interrupt.
Less competitive in the United States.
I hate to interrupt, but we have just gotten word from the White House, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, in the press room, announcing a 1-month extension of some tariffs. Let's listen to this soundbite together, David.
We spoke with the big 3 auto dealers. We are going to give a 1-month exemption on any autos coming through USMCA. Reciprocal tariffs will still go into effect on April 2nd, but at the request of the companies associated with USMCA, the president is giving them an exemption for 1 month so they are not at an economic disadvantage. So the 3 companies that he spoke to are Stellantis, Ford, and General Motors. They requested the call, they made the ask, and the president is happy to do it. It's a 1-month exemption.
And the president just... So David, that is probably a relief, albeit temporary.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a relief. But long term, the situation doesn't change. So, immediately, it takes situations like the one I explained yesterday, where I have a sold order, a customer that wrote a sold order. We negotiated the deal, and it was an $80,000 Ram truck. Um, that truck, ostensibly, if I understand the tariffs correctly, would become a $100,000 truck. So I was going to be shipped that unit. I'm sure the customer was not going to accept that price increase, and that vehicle would sit on my lot. So that will take care of these types of short-term issues. But again, long term, I think it would be great for the administration to work with these companies and figure out means to to enhance our position in America. I mean, we build the majority of our vehicles in the United States. So we're already building a majority of our vehicles in the United States. But this percentage, for a car dealer, this percentage would completely ruin my bottom line. My business would be in jeopardy if if these vehicles gain price at that cost.
David Kelleher, appreciate you sharing your perspective and your experience. Thanks for being with us.